But while Gary was putting his marriage on the line for Lisa Raye, she had already started seeing Michael McKissick and got engaged to him without Gary knowing. And he got to find out with the rest of the world and was livid that Lisa Raye would play him like that. Wait, stop. Let that sink in for a second. Gary Payton, all-star NBA legend, gave this woman everything, paid every single bill. A white Range Rover, his time, his energy, his marriage was on the line, and she was out here playing him in the shadows. Lisa Raye really came out here collecting men like Pokemon. But here's where it gets worse. Gary wasn't the only one, and he wasn't even the first one to realize what Lisa Raye was really doing. Because the truth, the secret that Gary has been sitting on, it's not just about one man. It's about a pattern so calculated, so ruthless, that when he finally found out the full story, he didn't just dump her, she blindsided me. He was blindsided, and tonight, we're breaking down exactly what Lisa Raye did, how she played one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and why Nicole Murphy's been telling the truth about her this whole time. Before we get into the Gary Payton catastrophe, we need to understand who Lisa Raye actually is and why her fall from grace matters so much. Lisa Raye was the girl, early 2000s. She was known for one iconic role, Diamond from the 1998 movie Players Club. Beautiful, magnetic, the kind of woman that could walk into a room and every head turned. But here's the thing nobody wants to talk about. Her career peaked early. By the time the 2000s were rolling through, the roles weren't coming in like they used to. The money was starting to dry up. And that's when Lisa Raye made a very calculated decision about how she was going to keep living the lifestyle she'd become accustomed to. She wasn't going to earn it through acting anymore. She was going to extract it from men.
I don't want to stress you out by trying to keep up with my lifestyle that I already have and am accustomed to. Why? Because if I'm going to these restaurants just for lunch meetings and it takes you your whole check to take me there, I don't want to stress you out. You cannot hang with me.
Listen to that. That's not a woman looking for love. That's a woman looking for a sponsor, a benefactor, a mark. And Gary Payton? Gary was the perfect mark. The man was an NBA legend. Money was flowing. He was married at the time, which, and this is important, was actually a feature, not a bug. A married man means he's got limited time, limited questions, limited complications. He can fund the lifestyle without demanding the relationship. Gary was ideal. So, what did Lisa Raye do? She pursued him hard. And Gary, being a man with resources and ego, took the bait without thinking twice about the collateral damage. His marriage, his wife's feelings, his reputation. None of it mattered because Lisa Raye knew exactly how to make a man feel like he was special, like he was the only one who could keep up with her. And for a minute, it worked. Gary Payton went all out. This wasn't some casual side piece situation. Gary was completely invested. He paid her bills, every single one. Rent, food, travel, shopping. All of it came from Gary's bank account. And then he bought her a white Range Rover, a brand new, pristine white Range Rover. That's not just money. That's a statement. That's a man saying, I'm claiming you. Everyone's gonna see you in this car and know that you're mine. But Lisa Raye wasn't his. She was just collecting. What makes this story so dark is that Gary's wife, Monique, wasn't blind to what was happening. She knew. And when you know your husband is out here spending money on another woman, funding her entire lifestyle, buying her cars, there's only so much you can take before you snap. When Lisa Raye noticed that Monique wasn't willing to leave Gary because of their affair, things really went downhill from there. The two of them just couldn't be in the same room without going off on each other. This is the moment the story turns violent. This is the moment where the consequences start catching up. Lisa Raye and Monique ended up at the same basketball game. And Monique, she didn't come to play. She came to fight. And when Monique and Lisa Raye just so happened to be at a basketball game at the same time, Monique reportedly got so mad that she beat the taste out of Lisa Raye's mouth, and it took a team to put some distance between the two of them. Let that image sit with you. Lisa Raye got beaten in public at a basketball game by Gary's wife. She got her ass handed to her. And you know what? That wasn't even the worst part of her punishment. The worst part was what came next. Gary's marriage was crumbling. The affair was the nail, but Lisa Raye was the coffin. And everyone knew about it. The affair wasn't secret. It was open, it was bold, it was messy, and according to sources, Gary's willingness to be so public about it with Lisa Raye played a huge role in the demise of his marriage. marriage. His marriage died because of her. But Lisa Raye didn't care. She was already moving on to the next target. Here's where Gary Payton's world collapsed. While Gary was literally putting his marriage on the line for Lisa Raye, sacrificing his wife, his home, his stability, Lisa Raye was already seeing Michael McKissick, not casually, not secretly in a way that she could deny. She was getting engaged to him, and Gary found out about it the same way everyone else did. But while Gary was putting his marriage on the line for Lisa Raye, she had already started seeing Michael McKissick and got engaged to him without Gary knowing. And he got to find out with the rest of the world and was livid that Lisa Raye would play him like that. Let me be clear, Gary Payton, NBA Hall of Famer, found out his mistress was engaged to another man on social media, or through the news, through the world, not from Lisa Raye directly, not in a conversation, not even with a heads up. She just pivoted to the next man with money, the next mark. And that's when Gary understood what had happened to him. He wasn't special, he wasn't loved, he was used, he was played. His marriage fell apart for a woman who was playing him the entire time, for a woman who was already shopping for her next sponsor while he was still making payments on her Range Rover. This is the moment everything clicked for Gary. This is why he says she blindsided him. Because the blindside wasn't just about finding out she was with someone else. The blindside was realizing that the entire relationship, everything they shared, everything he sacrificed, was a transaction. He was never her man. He was her ATM machine. And the moment a better opportunity came along, she didn't blink. She just switched gears and left him to deal with the wreckage of his marriage. Michael McKissick, by the way, was the Prime Minister of Turks and Caicos. So when Lisa Raye switched from Gary to Michael, she was trading up big time, NBA star, for a government official, but the pattern was always the same. Follow the money, find the man with resources, extract what you can, move on. Now, here's where Nicole Murphy enters the story. And this is crucial because it completely changes how we should be viewing all of this drama. For years, Lisa Raye has been calling Nicole Murphy a homewrecker, a slut, a woman who targets married men, a woman with no loyalty, a woman who destroys families. And yes, Nicole Murphy did sleep with Michael McKissick when he was married to Lisa Raye. That part is true. But what Lisa Raye conveniently forgets to mention, what she's been actively hiding, is that she was doing the exact same thing to other women. Not once, not twice, over and over again. You see, anytime Lisa Raye talks about Nicole, she paints her as this unrelenting side chick who targets married men. But one thing Lisa Raye always forgets to mention somehow is that she was also reportedly running around being someone else's side piece. Lisa Raye was married to Tony Martin from 1992 to 1994, just 2 years of marriage. And during that time, she was cheating on him with Ray Lewis, Tony's own friend, another NFL player. The affair went on for so long that when Tony finally found out, he allegedly cried his eyes out, not just because his wife was unfaithful, but because his friend was backstabbing him. That was Lisa Raye's introduction to the game, betraying her first husband with his friend. But it didn't stop there. After Tony Martin, Lisa Raye moved on to Michael McKissick. She married him, became the first lady of Turks and Caicos. And while she was married to Michael, Nicole Murphy was over there having an affair with him. That part Lisa Raye won't shut up about. But what she won't talk about is all the other married men she was running around with at the same time. However, out of everyone that Lisa Raye had something with, her relationship with Gary Payton was really something that stood out above the rest. And that is how she met and went out with former basketball player Allen Iverson while he was still married, and even dated Al Sharpton because of the connections and the doors that he could open for her. She was also seeing Jingwin for a minute, but the affair fizzled out quickly. I mean, even Bobby Brown claimed to have been intimate with her when he was already in a relationship with Whitney Houston. Stop. Let's count this up. Tony Martin's friend Ray Lewis, married. Gary Payton, married. Allen Iverson, married. Bobby Brown, in a relationship with Whitney Houston, and she dated all of them while they were either married or committed to other women. Lisa Raye really did come out here collecting men like Pokemon. She was a side chick to some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment, but she's been sitting on a pedestal, acting morally superior to Nicole Murphy. The audacity. Let's be real about what's happening happening here. Lisa Raye built an entire narrative around Nicole Murphy being a homewrecker. She stood on every platform. She went on every show. She called Nicole messy, disloyal, and destructive, but the entire time, she was doing the exact same thing to other women. The difference? Lisa Raye got caught by a woman, Monique, who actually fought back. Nicole Murphy kept getting exposed, but Lisa Raye kept the story on the news cycle by constantly bringing it up years later.
Here's the thing. We've all done something that we regret. We've all made mistakes, and we all have to learn from that. But when you start doing it and being messy enough to do it amongst family, how does a family kiss turn into a "I'm sorry" apology?
This quote right here, this is Lisa Raye talking about Nicole Murphy, but she could have been talking about herself. She's the one who did it amongst family. She's the one with no loyalty. She's the one who was being messy. The only difference is that she did it with multiple families, not just one. When Gary Payton found out that Lisa Raye was engaged to Michael McKissick without telling him, when he realized she'd been playing him the entire time, he had every right to be livid. He'd sacrificed his marriage for her. His wife was so fed up that she was literally fighting Lisa Raye at basketball games. And Lisa Raye was out here moving on to the next man like it was nothing. That's not Nicole Murphy's problem. That's Lisa Raye's problem. But instead of owning it, instead of taking accountability, Lisa Raye doubled down. She made Nicole Murphy the villain of her story. She made Nicole the symbol of disloyalty. She made Nicole the cautionary tale, all while she was out here doing the same exact shit to Gary Payton, to Gary's wife, to everyone around her. Let's talk about Gary Payton for a second, because his story is the one that matters most here. Gary Payton was an NBA legend. He had resources, he had fame, he had options, but he made a choice to pursue Lisa Raye. That's on him. I'm not saying he's innocent in this situation. He cheated on his wife. He was reckless. He was arrogant. That's all true. But what Lisa Raye did to Gary was different. She didn't just sleep with him. She extracted from him. She took his money. She took his time. She took his marriage. She took his reputation. And then when a better opportunity came along, she threw him away like he was nothing. Gary Payton says she blindsided him, and that's true. But it's more than that. She humiliated him. She made him feel like he wasn't good enough to keep her attention. Like all the money, all the cars, all the sacrifices meant nothing because she was already shopping for an upgrade. That's psychological. That's cruel. That's the kind of thing that sticks with you.
Because I only have beef with two people in this world, and the whole world know who that is.
Even Lisa Raye has admitted that she only has beef with two people. One of them is Nicole Murphy. But what Lisa Raye doesn't realize is that she's been the villain in multiple people's stories. She was the villain in Gary's story. She was the villain in Gary's wife's story. She was the villain in Tony Martin's story. She was the villain in Allen Iverson's marriage. And only when it happened to her did she decide it was worth talking about. So when Gary Payton says she blindsided him, what he really means is this. He thought he was special. He thought he was the one she wanted. And the time meant something. But in the end, he was just another mark on Lisa Raye's list. Just another man with resources to extract from. Nicole Murphy wasn't wrong about Lisa Raye. She wasn't telling lies. She was telling the truth that Lisa Raye had been hiding the entire time. Lisa Raye built a career on calling out Nicole Murphy, but she was never actually morally superior. She was just better at hiding it, better at creating the narrative, better at playing the victim. But the receipts don't lie. The pattern doesn't lie. And Gary Payton's blindsiding? That was karma. That was the universe saying, no, you don't get to play judge and jury when you've been doing the same thing the entire time. The real question isn't whether Nicole Murphy was a homewrecker. The real question is, how many homes did Lisa Raye wreck before anyone finally called her out for it?